Hi students, today's topic is blood coagulation. So as all of you know that blood coagulation is very important defense mechanism against the loss of blood. Let's see what is actual definition of blood coagulation. Coagulation is defined as the process in which the blood loses its fluid-like property and becomes a jelly-like mass when it is shed out and collected in a container. So the blood, when drawn into a test tube or when wounded, suddenly loses its fluidity and becomes a jelly-like mass, which we generally called as clot. So how the clot forms, what are the various factors involved in it, and what are the different pathways by which the blood clotting mechanism occurs. Let's see. So this is just a picture of blood clotting. You can't see all those steps. Just to imagine how the clot forms when there is actually a damage to the blood vessel. In the first upper diagram, you can see that there is an injury to the tissue and see the cursor, and the platelets collect at the place of injury. These are the red blood cells. This is the epidermis, plasma, and this is the actual place of the wound. When the injured tissue and platelets release the clotting factor, prothrombin activator PTA, which is called, and calcium ions. Injured tissues and platelets release the clotting factor, which is called PTA, and calcium ions. Okay, so the platelets, here I am seeing the arrow, platelets collect near injury here. Platelets collect near the injury, and this is the actual blood vessel, and this is the epidermis, and this is the wound. Okay, you can picturize how the clot forms. Now this PTA or prothrombin activator converts the blood protein prothrombin to thrombin, and then the third step is thrombin splits fibrinogen to form fibrin. And these fibrin fibers form a mesh over the wound, trapping the red blood cells and platelets. And now the bleeding stops, because here you can see there is a mesh like plug or the clot which arrests the loss of blood, or which stops the bleeding. This clot hardens and becomes smaller. New cells grow to repeat wound site. Enzyme plasmin is released to dissolve the clot. Okay, this is just to imagine. Here there is rupture of, there is a wound and rupture of epidermis. The red blood cells, plasma and the platelets adhere around the wound and they form a plug-like structure. Here the red blood cells and platelets trapped in a fibrin mesh to form a clot. Okay. Next, there are three important stages of blood clotting. Formation of prothrombin activator through two pathways, actually the intrinsic pathway and the extrinsic pathway. Conversion, second step is conversion of prothrombin to thrombin, and third step is conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin. Okay, these three are very important stages of blood clotting, and this prothrombin activator can be formed by two pathways, intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway. Okay. Now these three stages can also be picturized like this. Stage 1, when there is an injury to a blood vessel, PTA or prothrombin activator is formed either by intrinsic pathway or extrinsic pathway. This PTA, in presence of calcium ions, stage 2 converts prothrombin to thrombin, and in stage 3 this fibrinogen is converted to fibrin, and all the fibrin monomers, they polymerize to give fibrin polymers, and they entangle all the red blood cells to form the so-called blood clot. Next, this is another representation, just which you write in the exam. You can't write the draw the diagrams. This is a representation of the same points. Prothromboplastin in presence of calcium ions converted to thromboplastin, or the PTA, prothrombin activator, and this prothrombin in presence of thromboplastin and calcium ions converted to thrombin. Then fibrinogen is converted to fibrin by this thrombin. fibrin monomers are formed, then they polymerize, and a clot is formed using RBC, WBC, and platelets. This is the final blood clot. Now, very important are the different factors involved in blood clotting. This is called the cascade, like a waterfall. Okay, so the coagulation of blood occurs through series of reactions due to activation of group of substances necessary for clotting and are called clotting factors. See, all these clotting factors are present in inactive state in plasma. When there is an injury to the blood vessel, they suddenly get activated one after the other in a cascade manner. Okay, so there are 13 clotting factors. Factor 1 fibrinogen, factor 2 prothrombin, factor 3 thromboplastin, which is also called tissue factor, factor 4 calcium, factor 5 labile factor. Factor 6, its presence has not been proved, so it has been cancelled. Next, factor 7 stable factor, factor 8 anti-hemophilic factor, factor 9 Christmas factor. This has been actually named after the patient who had its deficiency. Factor 10 Stewart-Power factor, the scientists who discovered it. Factor 11 plasma thromboplastin antecedent. Factor 12 Hegman factor or contact factor. Factor 13 fibrin stabilizing factor or Lackey-Laurent factor or fibrinase. You have to by heart all the names of these 13 clotting factors, and this is the entire diagram which you have to neatly represent in the exam. So this is the intrinsic pathway and this is the extrinsic pathway. What is these extrinsic? We'll come later again to the back slide. What is this intrinsic and extrinsic? Intrinsic pathway means this prothrombin activator is formed by substances which are inherent to the blood itself. That is, blood లోపల ఉన్నటువంటి పదార్థాలతోటే prothrombin activator form అవుతుంది. So it is called intrinsic pathway. Outside the plasma substances, outside the plasma నుండి PTA కనుక ఫామ్ అయితే అది extrinsic pathway. ఈ డిఫరెన్స్ చాలా మందికి తెలియదు. So get clarified with this difference. Intrinsic pathway is initiated by platelets which are inherent in the blood itself. That is, the prothrombin activator is formed by substances which are present inside the blood itself. Okay, so this all the story we can this is the actually the sequence of events in intrinsic pathway. We'll see in the flow chart. Just I wanted to tell the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic. These are also the sequence of event in intrinsic pathway. Extrinsic pathway, the formation of prothrombin activator is initiated by tissue thromboplastin which is formed from the injured tissue. So first you know the difference between the intrinsic and extrinsic pathways. So let us go to the actual pathway. So these are again the sequence, stage 1, stage 2, this time. Yes, so this is intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway. See the main difference. This is the actual prothrombin activator. This is all step 1. How the prothrombin activator is formed from intrinsic and extrinsic pathway is the main story. Later, the two pathways merge up in stage 2 in conversion of prothrombin to thrombin, which is done by this PTA. And in stage 3, fibrinogen to fibrin. These two are simple. But here, the intrinsic pathway involves these various factors. So let us see here, when there is a wound, okay, when there is rupture of blood vessel, the endothelial membrane is exposed, okay, where there is damage to the blood vessel, membrane of the blood vessel. So endothelial ruptures and collagen behind the or beneath the endothelium exposed. Okay, and when the collagen is exposed, the factor 12, which is in inactive state, immediately gets converted into activated factor 12. Okay, due to collagen exposure. There are two compounds, kallikrein and high molecular weight kinogen. This activated factor 12 immediately activates factor 11 in presence of again kinogen. And this activator, so that's what it is called a cascade, a waterfall like sequence of events. This activated factor 11 activates again factor 9 in presence of calcium to activated 9A, and this in presence of factor 8 and calcium converts factor 10 to 10A. These are small a is activated forms. So 12, 11, 9 and 10. This is the cascade or sequence in which one activates the other form, and finally this activated factor 10 creates or synthesizes the so-called prothrombin activator by the help of platelets and phospholipids. Platelets, so how are these formed? When the collagen is exposed, when there is rupture to blood vessel, collagen is exposed which is beneath the endothelium, they release the platelets. All the platelets, they aggregate, they cluster to form a plug-like structure, and phospholipid also is released from platelets. So we have seen in composition of blood. So platelets along with phospholipids along with activated factor 10 form the so-called prothrombin activator in intrinsic pathway. Okay. So when there is extrinsic pathway, the formation of prothrombin activator and the origin is different. That is, when there is tissue trauma, tissues release tissue thromboplastin. Here there is rupture of blood vessel and exposure of endothelium. Here there is trauma to the tissues, and tissues contain this tissue thromboplastin